Good morning and welcome to another episode of FeltTube. My name is Christine. Happy to have you here today. It is September 2nd, 2024, and I was getting ready to dive into this beautiful kit by Bucilla called Pumpkin Patch Pear. And it's these two beautiful fall wall hangings. And I just thought I just opened up the kit actually, and I thought I would show you what's inside. It's the usual suspects. You've got your color photo, and you've got your detailed instructions. Let's see, is the key? Oh yes, so usually the key here is on the back of the color photo. That shows you the types of stitches you're going to need and the colors of floss that you have. You got the steps that you can follow and check off, which I usually don't follow these steps. I usually just kind of wing it. I don't advise that, and then you've got these these detailed photos here that have, the little numbers on it just to show you how the pieces and parts go together and what embroidery stitches you're supposed to use. Let's take a look at the different felt that comes in the kit. So we've got these beautiful fall colors. Oh, look at this. Look at these colors. So beautiful. I just love fall colors so much. And you've got the two bases here, which are these are just beautiful colors. And then you get a piece of Pellin, which is sort of a stiff interfacing that you use for the backing. And then we get these beautiful colors of floss. Two needles, one for the embroidery and one for the beading, and then these sequins right here in all these beautiful fall colors. And these beads I've never seen before. So you got your clear ones, but look at those little sort of gold or gold brownish colored beads there. Never have seen those before. Sometimes these sequins, especially the brown, are usually not of great quality. I'll have to take a look when I open up the bag, but sometimes I like to switch them out. I can already kind of see it looks like the color has kind of worn off of it. Okay, I'm excited to get started on this, and I will, if I don't share, I might share some of my progress. It's getting difficult to film these days because of my puppy. She wants to she's chewing sticks over there now, but usually when I pick up my phone for anything, she kind of wants to be involved. So it's been hard to film of late, but I will try to show you some progress pictures. If not, I will come back in and show you the finished project and give a review. Okay, bye for now. Good morning. It's October 6th, and I thought I would give a little bit of an update on what I've gotten done so far on this kit. I started it back in September, and I decided to work on this one first. And I didn't get a whole lot done, but let's just see what we've got done here. Let me grab it. Okay, so I did the border there. If you can see that there's it's an outline stitch, and then there's these little tiny beads. And then I attached this second piece on and did the little stitching around the edges there. And then I started working on the little lazy daisy stitches right there. And I kind of got discouraged because you're only supposed to use one strand of floss, but you can see that it wasn't covering the stamp. And I don't know why, that just kind of bugs me. And then I kind of fizzled out and put this project away because, I don't know, I was thinking, they're kind of fiddly to do, and so I didn't want to do them over again. But I was thinking maybe if I did them with two strands that they would look better. But, I think I'm just going to leave it. It is what it is. I know you can scrape off the stamp with the needle, but I don't know if I'm going to take the time to do that. I think when all is said and done, you're not going to notice it as much, because even when I look at the picture here, you can see the stamp even on the model picture there. So, yep, I'm just going to go with it. And so after I finish doing the little lazy daisies, then I'm going to add, there's going to be a tiny little bead on each one there. Here's the Pellin that comes in with it, and I carefully have my little pieces cut out, and the only other thing I did with it is I did the tiny little stitches right there in the middle of the sunflower that also needs to have some beads added. besides that, I just cut out all the pieces, and I'm going to get all the little outline stitches done and the sequins, and then attach them all together, and it'll be done. So I think I'm going to work on that a little bit today, and then I will come back with an update as soon as I get something more done on this. All right, see you in a bit. All right, it's been a couple of hours and I worked on this, and I got all of the brown sequins put on. All of the lazy daisy stitches have been completed, and the beads. All right, next I'll probably work on the pumpkin. Well, good morning. It's October 16th, and Mary and I are just sitting out on the deck enjoying this crisp, cool morning. The leaves are starting to change, but there's still definitely a lot of green left. And I have not recorded too much about my fall wall hanging, but I've pretty much finished it. Yeah, I mean, I'm just getting ready to attach the, what is that called? The Pellin interfacing to the back. And I do apologize that I haven't recorded more on this. But here it is, the final part 1. Well, because I don't follow the steps, I did have to kind of go back and adjust a few things. Like, for instance, I went ahead and I had sewed this little stem on before realizing that this cording that runs underneath it, that needed to be, you know, kind of put under it before I sewed it on. So I was able to sort of take a needle and feed it through in between my stitches, and I pulled it. So there was that little mistake I had to do. So yes, it probably pays to read through the directions and see what order things go in, instead of just basing it off the picture like I pretty much do. Another thing that I did is I did all the embroidery on the pumpkin, and then I realized that there's this little piece right here that you do with 3 strands instead of 2, which I did notice that, but I didn't realize that you were supposed to wait and do that outline stitch after you did the stuffing, and then you were supposed to do the outline stitch. Now, I didn't do that because that's how you get this quilted look, but instead I just went in afterwards and I just kind of took some stitches. You can kind of see kind of intermittently there, and I went through all layers to kind of give it that sort of quilted look. But yes, so it kind of gave it kind of a puckered look right there. It still looks fine. I just, yeah, one of those things where I'm like, ooh, I probably should have read that first. And then what else did I do? The sunflower, because I don't like that you can see all of the knots and my stitches underneath my sequins in the back, these little petals were probably supposed to be left loose. I don't know, but I went ahead and tacked them all down, so they're not just hanging there. Plus, I think, you know, they might be kind of fragile over time, you know, having those hang. So I did kind of tack mine, and then that let me also kind of intermittently line up these back ones here to kind of fall in between. Yes, I guess mine has a more kind of a uniform look to it. So yeah, I guess you could just do that either way. I don't know if I mentioned the brown sequins that came with the kit were not of the best quality, but because I didn't order any new ones or replacement ones from Cartwright's, I went ahead and used what came in the kit. I was just picky and choosy about which ones I used, and you know, when all is said and done, unless you're looking really close, they don't look too bad. But yeah, I think that some of the orange ones weren't really the best quality either, but I had some orange ones. I have plenty of orange ones left over from other kits, and so that wasn't that big of an issue. I think that's all there really is to say about this. It was pretty easy. I think the hardest part about it was this little border around the outside and these little lazy daisy stitches, but other than that, I think it went together nicely. So I just laid the finished project onto the Pellin and traced over it with a pencil, and now I'm getting ready to cut that out, and then I'm just going to do you know, the not outline stitch, what do you call whip stitch around the edge. And then they do recommend making a piece of cording to hang it with, but I think I'm just going to find I have some pretty ribbons. I think I'm just going to use a ribbon to put a little hanger on that and, maybe even tie a little bow or something. So I will be back to show you my finished project as soon as I get that done. Good morning. It's October 22nd, and I'm sitting here, and you can see that the leaves have started to change a little bit more from that last clip. I have a sleepy dog that's been exercised, and she's happy. And I have a finish. This turned out so cute. Trying to think where I was in the last clip. I think the only thing I had to do was attach the backing, I think. Is that correct? And add the ribbon, which I have done. So here is the back. You just, they provided some pellon, however you say that. And I just did a little whip stitch around it. Tried to keep my stitches as neat as possible, but you can always tell, like, when I stitched it for a bit and then put it down and then pick it up at another time, it's like your spacing is a little bit different. But, it's the back. Nobody sees it anyway. Nobody cares. That is the ribbon that I attached, and I think it looks so much nicer than the cording. So I'm glad that was a nice decision, I think, there. Nice touch. And let's see. I, right here, have all the pieces cut for the next one, because I think I did that at the beginning when I had intended on stitching them both at the same time, or, one after another. But I have decided that I think I'm going to wait until next year to do this one, just because it's kind of similar to the one I just did, and I don't really feel like doing another one right now because there's so many other kids. So, we're just about ready to approach Halloween. So I have to decide if I'm going to do and start another Halloween kit, or maybe get started on Christmas one. I don't know. Haven't decided. Well, you'll just have to stay tuned. But I did just post my finish on Instagram and said that there was going to be a video soon. So I thought I better get out here and record this last clip and get a video up for those of you that have come looking. All right, I guess that is all that there is to say about this. It was the perfect little stitch to work on during fall while all the colors were changing. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and mark this video as a part 1, and then when and if I ever get around to doing a part 2, I'll link it below. But no promises on when that's going to be. So for now, you just have part 1 to enjoy, and be watching my playlist for the next project that I decided to work on, or that I decide to work on. Happy stitching. Thanks for stopping by.